All righty. Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to play a little bit with the upper body, and we're also going to play with some transition poses because often when we go from one pose to the next pose, we don't really think about how we got there. And I know that makes sense to a lot of you. You know, how do you go from table pose to downward facing dog? How do you go from a lunge to plank pose, or any of the things that we do? So we're going to slow it down a little bit, and I want you to think about what's actually happening in the body, because as you know, the body is just this amazing thing, this amazing vessel that does so much more than we give it credit for, or that we really think about. So that's where we're going to play today. So sit well, maybe have a block nearby, and just feel your body, right? Feel what's happening in your body as you sit in the pose that makes the most sense for you, knowing that we always take care of our hips, our knees, our hips, and don't sit in a lot of distress, even if we have to get those hips way up off the floor, or sit without crossed legs, right? There's many options for you. And then feel your sit bones best you can, snuggle down into the floor. Feel the shoulders go to the side body. And as you do that, it so simply lifts the chest. And then maybe we close our eyes. And we check out what's happening this morning, what's happening in our bodies. Where is the crown of the head versus the tailbone, right? If we imagine that gorgeous spine from the base of our skull, slightly above the base of the skull, down through the neck, the upper back, mid, lower back, down to the sacrum, the tailbone, we can see this very much alive structure in our bodies that helps us stay upright. And then we imagine the breath drawing in, maybe drawing it in and letting it go all the way down the spine. And as we exhale, letting it all go. Good, 2 more just like that. Inhaling deep. And exhaling, letting go. And 1 more. Exhaling, letting it go. And then for 5 rounds of breath, I simply want you to breathe into the count of 4, pause for the count of 4, exhale slowly to the count of 4, and do it all over again. So 5 count, your pace, inhaling count of 4, pausing at the top, exhaling count of 4. And again. Exhaling count of 4. This is 3. And 4. And last one. And then open your eyes, roll the shoulders, and just grab the block and take it in your left hand. I'm mirroring here as I face you. So take it in your left hand and just from holding on to it, just take it up toward the shoulder and then press it up to the ceiling. And then bring it back down toward your shoulder and let it go. Now, think about, right, transition wise, what's that really require? So don't like make it crazy thoughtful, but as we bend the elbow, right, the bicep curls, as we press up, we go into the shoulder muscles, maybe the side muscles. As we bend it back down, we resist and then we let it go. Good, let's do it 3 more. Just press it up. Something so simple as taking our arm over our head. 2 more. Bring it up. Go slow. Just press it up. Bring it back down and release. 1 more. Bring it up. Press it up. And this time I want you to hold. Good. And just feel that block over your head and then start to notice. So, right, movement, we don't notice as much. Holding it, simple little lightweight block, we start to notice it more. What are you feeling? Will the elbow straighten? Will it not? No strain here. Watch that shoulder. Do you have to come further out to make sure you're not compressing the shoulder joint here, right? But as you press it straight up, press up, press up, press up, and bend the elbow and release. Good. Let's go right to the other side. Same thing. You're just going to lightly hold on to your block. Bend the elbow so the block heads toward the shoulder. Press it up to the ceiling. Go slow. See what kind of extension you can get. Bend the elbow. Let it go. There's 1. We're doing 4 more. Bring it up. Exhale. Let it go. And 3, right? Slow movement. What do you feel? What don't you feel? I guess if you don't feel it, you don't know that you don't feel it, right? Breathe as you extend up and release. Good. Last one. We're going to hold this one. Just bend, put it straight up over your head. Try not to hold the block too much, like don't squeeze it, but just feel how something this simple can make our shoulders work. And then realize that there are times in life where we've got to take those arms overhead, right? We're reaching for something in up high in a cabinet, or right, that's the first thing I can think of anyway. And then squeeze it up to your level. Again, watch those shoulders, those of you who have some shoulder stuff going on, and then release and let go. Good. Grab your other block. Hopefully you have 2. If you don't have 2 blocks, if you don't have 1 block, just do it without the blocks, okay? So they're both sitting on your lap, wherever they are, and then bend both elbows and press both up. And then bend the elbows and let them go. So, right, why is this important? 1, we're just getting a sense of the shoulders and we're warming them up. But also, right, how many poses do we do where the arms are overhead or beside the ears, right? So I think immediately of warrior 1. Maybe you think of downward facing dog, right? So there's a lot of stuff going on. Good. Bend the elbows. This time I just want you to hold. Again, watch head, neck, right? When we go overhead, it can really start to, get cranky in that head, neck. So I'm always shaking it out. And then reach 1 block higher, 1 block as high as you can. And let go. Reach the other block as high as you can. And let go. Good. 2 more. Reach up and release. Reach up with the other and release. Last set. Push, push, push. And release. Take the other one up and release. Good. Hold on to your blocks. I want you to reach the arms as high up as you can for you. Tone in through the lower belly. Take those arms out to the sides. Hold. How does that feel? What just happened, right? What changed in the muscles that you're using? How does this feel? And then just simply for 5, you're going to take them up overhead and bring them back down to your shoulders. Good. Up to your head and back down. Good. 3 more. Up. Yeah, right. Feeling these. I know I am. And up. Good. And shoulders. Last one right here. Take them up. Hold them out from your shoulders. Turn those blocks down to the floor and tap down for 5. Down we go. And up to your shoulders. Down we go. And up. I know. So simple. and 3, take them up. Good, and 4, and up. Last one, 5. I want you to hold. If you're not feeling this, I want to talk to you later. Good, I want you to pulse for 10, forward, pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pulse down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn them up. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if you have anything left, I want you to do side bicep curls. Bring them in, press them out. Just 5 of these. Squeeze them in and press out. Squeeze them in and out. And 4, and out. Last one. Squeeze in and out. Turn your palms down and let those blocks come down to the floor. Ooh, good. Shake it out. Pretty amazing that you could feel a little bit with just that little bit of work, right? So shake it out, everybody. And then sit your blocks aside for now. And let's straighten the legs if they are crossed. Good. Take the flesh out from the sit bones. Straighten your legs. Roll your shoulders back and just press your hands or fingertips behind you. So I want a really tall, open chest. And then squeeze the legs together. And breathe. The feet are flexed. The toes are all pointing up toward the ceiling. Lift one leg. Good. Lift your chest. Take the hands out and forward. Breathe. Take the arms out to the sides. Woo. Take them up to the ceiling. Take them back out to the side. Turn them down. Press the fingers down. Lift up. Turn them forward. Reach forward. Open that chest. And let go. How's that for a face? Ah. All right, hands come behind. The chest lifts. The leg lifts. Press down through the other leg. Give a little squeeze to your belly. And then inhale. Press those arms forward and breathe. Open up your chest. Squeeze the belly. Inhale the arms up. Exhale them out to the sides. Woo. Turn your palms down. Tap it down. Lift it up. Turn your palms up. Lift those arms up. Reach them forward. Open your chest. And let go. Shake it out. Great fun. Great fun is being had by all. Open up your shoulders. Fingertips are behind. Lift your right leg. Take the arms forward. Open your chest. Inhale them up. Exhale out to the sides. Turn your palms down. Fingers tap. Lift them up. External rotation. Lift up. Woo, feel that leg. Take them forward. Pull the shoulders back. And let go. Last one, just last one. Open up your shoulders, lift the leg. Take the arms up. Find your breath, tone that belly, everybody. Reach the arms up. Take them out to the sides. Turn your palms down. Tap your fingers. Lift up again. Turn the palms up. Lift up. Reach the arms forward. Pull the shoulders back. And let go. Holy moly. Woo, feel those hips, right? And breathe. Open up your shoulders. Take the fingertips behind. Slide your right knee toward your chest and step over. Lift up really tall and just wrap your arms around. And when you wrap your arms, your hands around that knee, I want you to really press the shoulders back and open up your chest. And then see if you can lift your bottom leg. Tricked you, didn't I? You thought you were going to do a twist. I want you to just feel that quadricep work as we warm up the legs. That heel is off the floor. If you can do it, if you can't, don't worry about it. Just use the muscles to try, right? And lower down. Good, lift up. Arms out to the sides. I want you to twist toward your right. Your elbow either goes around your knee or to the outside of your knee. And now come into a twist. Feel your belly. Feel your chest open. Feel a little bit of resistance with that elbow and leg, but not too much. Watch your early twists. Always, always. Good. As you release, the arms go up. You twist back to center. The arms go out to the side. The palms turn down. We tap. We lift all the way. Bring the arms forward. Pull the shoulders back and let go. And then lift that leg, release it, press it out, and shake it out. Good. Other side, your left leg, it bends toward chest. Any amount you can. Step over, lift up, and wrap those hands around the knee. Good. And just feel that, right? As you lift the chest, as you resist that knee and the arms a little bit, you feel way more lifted right here. And when you're ready, see if you can lift the bottom leg. Oh, I know I said this is upper body, but we got to do it all. You know that, right? We've got to get the whole body warmed up and toned up and all that stuff. Good. See if you can hold that. Take the arms up. Whew. Breathe. Take them out to the sides. Internal rotation as they tap down. Take them up, reach the arms up. Breathe, take them forward, open it up, wrap those arms around, lower the leg. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, arms out to the side, twist to your left, and either wrap the knee or the elbow goes outside knee and come into a more traditional twist. Find your breath. Deep breath, everybody. Letting it all go. And as you release, inhale the arms up. Take them center, out to the sides, down to the floor. Yep. Reach them all the way up. Lift your foot off the floor, release it, press it out, and let go. And then sit as tall as you can, and release and let go. Good job, everyone. Shake the legs. Let's come right to table pose. And, I didn't say, how's your transition there, but maybe you pay attention to how you transitioned to table pose. For me, I just kind of flipped myself around. So table pose, knees are underneath your hips, hands, wrists are underneath your shoulders. Unless you have some wrist stuff, you walk those hands forward a little bit. And then notice your belly, right? Draw it in. Lengthen through your whole spine. See if you can feel the curves of your spine and just notice that. And then press your right leg back. Find that, tone the belly in. We did this last class if you were with me. Lift your right foot off the floor. Maybe this is where you stay, right? Some days we just, don't have as much spunk as other days. So maybe you stay low today. If you're ready, left arm reaches out. Now, we're going to tap down both that pinky finger and your toes, but I want you to just notice the front arm. So tap it down and up. Tap it down. Don't lift too high. Good. This is 3. Squeeze in the belly. And 4. And 5. Lift, hold. Take the same left arm behind you and breathe. Open up your shoulder. Good. Release your left hand. Release your right knee. Shake it all out. Shake out the hands if they're chatty. And let's go to the other side. Belly tones in. Left leg presses back. Hips level out. Lift the leg. How's that feel right there? Right? No big deal for most of us. When and if you're ready, the right arm goes out. Palm is face in. I'm not overreaching with the arm. And tap down for 5. 1, lift up. And 2, lift up. 3, squeeze. 4, and 5, lift, hold. Take the right arm back and behind and breathe. Right? Can the right shoulder and the left hip stay away from the floor? Something to think about. Release that hand to the floor. Release your knee to the floor. Maybe you sit back and just shake it out a little bit. Maybe not, right? Maybe you stay in your table pose. But then here we are back in table pose. So when we talk about transitions, want you to think about this as we do it slowly. We're going from a simple table pose to a simple downward facing dog. What does it require from you, right? We've got to flip the toes under. Got to tone the belly in. Don't have to, but it'd be much nicer for your low back. As you start to lift, squeeze isometrically the inner thighs towards each other. And then as your chest moves toward your thighs, the arms press back, the shoulders press back, the legs start to straighten, the tailbone, right, lifts, or really the sit bones lift. And we find our first downward facing dog. Breathe, right? Your heels may not be on the floor. In fact, for many of us, they aren't, especially the first one, right? Backs of the legs, the Achilles, all that has to warm up and lengthen. Good, so now tone the belly, widen your shoulders, come to your tippy toes. Notice that as soon as you come to the tippy toes, your chest starts to head back toward the wrists. The knees start to slow down toward the floor. Your chest, torso more parallel. The knees tap. We release your toes. Woo, and maybe sit back for a moment. Good, let's do that again. Round your spine as you come up. Little cat pose. Inhale to a cow pose. Exhale, neutral spine. Flip your toes under. Squeeze your inner thighs. Engage those arms and shoulders. Lift the knees. Start to transition back slow. Slow, 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 slow. Start to straighten the legs. They don't have to go all the way straight, by the way. My tight hamstring folks out there, keep the knees soft, keep them bent, right? Absolutely. Good. Inhale to tippy toes. Start to hover over the wrists. Go super slow. Notice the torso gets nice and neutral. The knees tap down, the toes let go, and maybe you press back, either child's pose or hero pose, and shake out your wrists, right? There's the challenge for me anyway, is that slow motion weight on the hands and on the wrists. So always take that moment to just give them some love, right? Give them some love. All right, one more. And we're gonna stay in down dog here, so we're not gonna come back down to the floor. So come right back to table pose, listen up. Find that belly toning in, find the length through your tailbone, press your right foot back. Lift the right leg, squeeze the belly. Lift your left arm, hold here. Take your left arm back behind you, turn the palm up. This time I want you to pulse the palm. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yep, 9 and 10, good. Release, plant your hand, release, plant your knee, flip your toes under, squeeze in through the belly button, engage inner thighs. Start to slowly lift, slow, slow, slow. Press the spine back, long, tone the belly in, straighten the legs. Oh, right, down dog, getting a little bit more open. Inhale to your tippy toes. Slowly lower your knees. Slow, slow, slow. Lower them down. Unflip your toes. Press your left leg back. Squeeze the belly in. Lift your leg. Hold. Lift the right arm. Find balancing table. Take the right arm behind you, palm face up. Pulse for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plant your hand on purpose. Plant your knee on purpose. Flip your toes under. Lift your knees. Reach your chest back. Start to straighten the legs. Woo, downward facing dog. Take your feet wider on your mat. Spread the weight through your index and your thumbs, right, of both hands. Round open through the shoulders. Find your breath. And then walk your hands. Think about transition. Walk one hand, and then the other, and then the other, and then the other. Bend your knees, everybody. Hands to knees. And come on up. Woo, shake it, shake it. Good, you're at the back of your mat, okay? If you're not all the way back, maybe you walk back just a little bit more. Shake out your hands. Now, mountain pose, I'm just gonna face the camera. Think about mountain pose, right? I love mountain pose, right? And we start to energize everything in the body, like from the ground up, ground through the legs, through the hips, through the belly, back, shoulders to side body. Hands are comfortable. I do see a lot of palms face forward. I mean, that's great external rotation. And if you tend to round a lot, I would work on that. But from a normal mountain pose, hands are at your sides, right? So we start in this great mountain pose. Imagine squeezing the inner thighs toward each other without dropping them into the center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, slow, bend the knees and the hands down to the floor. Inhale, halfway up. Hands go to shins, and I want you to just look up. Not look up, sorry, but take the chest up. So this is an interesting halfway point, and I see a lot of students do a funky thing with this, right? They want their hands on the floor, but they want to look up with their head and do all kinds of crazy stuff with their neck. So draw the shoulders back. I push my hands into my shins, and my shins are pressing back into my hands. And the thing I am most concerned about is that my spine is neutral, not flat, but neutral. I've got those normal curves in my spine. I feel supported. Hands come back down to the floor. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Walk out on purpose to downward facing dog. Just keep going till you find about your length and then adjust it. Squeeze the inner elbows toward each other. Broaden through your shoulders. You all know this by now. You've heard this cueing a zillion times, right? Inhale to your tippy toes. Slowly transition over those wrists. Neutral spine. Just tap your knees and then come right back up again. Oh, that's hard to do slow. Downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Find that halfway point and come all the way up. Exhale your hands to your heart and then shake them out. We're going to do one more just like that. As we go slow, right, we feel what's happening, like everything having to work. I find it super cool. All right, inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees as much as you need to. Hands come down to the floor. The sit bones rise up. I want you to lift halfway. If you can keep your fingertips on the floor and come up halfway without cranking on your neck, awesome. Otherwise, hands come to shins and we find that neutral spine. You know who you are. Good. Soften the knees and elephant walk those hands out to downward facing dog. Find your pose. Energize the inner line of those legs. Squeeze through the inner elbows, but keep the shoulders wide. Find your breath. Start to transition, tippy toes, knees bend, slow, 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 everybody. Don't let the head hang. Breathe, just tap your knees, squeeze your belly, and then lift them back up. Holy moly, as you press back to downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Yep. Bend your knees, hands come close to the body. Inhale all the way up. And then exhale, release to your heart. Whew, shake it out. Good, grab one of your blocks and your strap, if you have it. So the block's going between your thighs, and it's gonna have a nice little squeeze to it. Your feet are parallel for the most part, parallel to each other, straight forward. You're just gonna hold on to your strap. Mine's a bit long, so I'm gonna take mine in half. You may or may not be able to do that. And then squeeze those legs. Good, straps out in front of you. Inhale up to the ceiling, exhale toward the back, and then take it back to the front. Inhale, reach up, exhale out, and reach up. Take it down, good. Reach it up, breathe. Some of you are gonna, now if you're doing the double jointed thing, you know to make your strap wider, right? If you can't make that strap wide enough, take the strap away. Some of you are gonna be able to take it all the way back behind and then reach it up and forward. Good, reach it up, take it behind as far as your body allows. Take it up, whoo, and forward. Last one here. Reach it up, squeeze the block, by the way. Slow transition back. Inhale, reach it up, whoo, and let it go. Good, take one end of that strap behind your shoulder, that same hand, the elbow behind your right hand or whichever hand you're on, curls internally, rotates, and reaches behind for the strap. Find your breath. So cow face arms, right? We've done this again quite a number of times. Some of you can touch fingers. And if you can, if you want to, go ahead. But I've noticed that even though I can touch fingers, it does tend to create a little bit of stress in the front of the down arm. And so I'm just letting that go a little bit and seeing if I can find the stretch in a different way, right? So just breathe. You can see my strap hanging down below. It looks like a little tail. Good. Squeeze your block, everybody. Here's the tricky part. I want you to see if you can come up to tippy toes. And then exhale down. Good. 4 more. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale down. This is 3. There goes my ankles. And 4. And down, slow. Last one, up and down. Good. Slide your top arm up. Release your strap. Woo, switch sides. Got the strap in my other hand. I'm just going to throw it around my back. Reach out to the side. I find this easier. Reach your left arm out to the side. Internal rotation. Then take it back behind and find your strap. That other elbow is up. Other elbows down. How's this feeling in your body? And just notice, right? Are you going too deep? Are you going not deep enough? Right? Take out some of the strain. Don't worry about touching fingers. Just use your strap. Use your prop here. All right, squeeze your block. Here we go for 5. Lift up. 1. Lifting heels. 2. 3. 4. Yep. Last one. 5. And take it down. Release your top arm, release your strap, and roll it out. Good. So last thing I want you to do is take your strap, and you can make it shorter. I folded mine now probably into 4ths. And then hold it down at the front of your hips. I want the palms to be face in. And don't hold your straps for dear life. I just got my thumb wrapped around it and the fingers are soft. Open up your shoulders. Take the arms out in front of you. Little bit of tension to the strap, but not a bunch. And then just take it overhead, right? So this is what we were doing earlier. Arms are as straight as they can be for you. If taking your arms straight overhead is too much, go wider with your strap. I'm just going to bend. There's my strap, right? And then take it down. Good. Reach up, pull the shoulder blades back, lift up. Maybe the ribs come forward a little bit and then down. Let's do 3 more. Reach up, slow, slow, slow. Take it up. Watch the tension, head, neck. Exhale it down. 2 more. Reach up, pull the shoulders down. Right, those shoulder blades, the bottom points of those shoulder blades, draw down and in toward the center of the body. Good, bring it down. Last one right here. Reach up. Good, I just want you to let that strap go behind you. Breathe. Press the hands isometrically toward each other. We're working shoulders, working upper body today. Take the arms out to your sides. Inner rotation, turn the palms down and let them go. Ooh, yeah, good job, everybody. Shake, shake, shake it out. Release your block and take your strap in your blocks back to the front of your mat. And just get a sense, right? How's it feeling for you? Because sometimes we do shoulder work and it's like, oh, I didn't realize that they were so tight, but we want that movement, right? Remember what we were talking about before class, front body, back body, front body, back body, right? Finding that balance. So shake it out, good for posture, right? Good for staying nice and tall throughout our lives. All right, you're at the front. Very chatty today. You're at the front of your mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale down toward the floor. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Soften both knees and step back with your right leg. Lower your right knee to the floor. Excuse me. Squeeze your inner thighs toward each other. Your back toes can be flipped or flat. It's okay with me. I don't want you to lift your chest or your torso. I just want you to take your hands to your knee and you're low. And then squeeze your belly as you push off your knee to lift your chest. From here, take those hands close to your body and reach up. Hold the imaginary block between your hands. Breathe. And then release. Hands come back to your knee. Drop down to your chest. Hands to the floor. Lift your knee off the floor, step back, downward facing dog. Slowly transition knees to the floor. Breathe. Sit back on your heels. We're going slow. Round all the way back to table pose. Maybe a little cow pose there just to release. Back to neutral. Flip your toes under. Slow, slow, slow. Downward facing dog. Look through your hands, step forward, right leg. Lower your left knee to the floor. Toes up, toes down, it's okay with me. Hands transition. Press into your hands to lift your chest. Press into that low belly, lift the arms up. Arms are as straight as they can be for you, right? Working through those different joints, keeping the ligaments and the tendons long. Exhale, hands to your knee. Drop your chest. Release your hands to the floor. Lift your knee and push forward. Bend your knees, hands come to knees, and lift up. Right? So far, so good. So far, so easy, I hope. Take your hands to your hips. Now, here's a really tricky transition. I just want you to think about it. Some of you might want to be near a wall, just to have it there. All I want you to do, belly engaged, soft knees, is think about, I'm going to take my right leg back into a lunge. So soft knees, doesn't matter how far you go. Step back. See how that feels. Remember, wall nearby is awesome. And then push forward. Look straight ahead, maybe find that focus point in front of you. Tone the belly, let's switch. Left leg, soft knees first. Step back with your left leg and step forward. Good. Let's go to the right. Don't let me rush you. Right side and forward. Left side and forward. Listen up. Slower still. What's your transition? What's happening in your body as you go from here to there? Hands to hips, belly tones, knees soften. Slowly peel your right heel off the floor. Go move to the ball mound. What do you have to do just to lift the foot off the floor? What has to happen, right? The left leg has to super engage. And then I'm going to slowly push back, bend the knee, and land. One of the hard parts of doing this is that we land too narrow. So just make sure you're landing wide enough. How do I get this leg back? Squeeze in through the belly. The front leg has to take the weight. I lift off and step. Good. Other side. Start here. I always start with softer knees. Lift the left heel. Lift into the ball mound. Belly has to tone to find the balance. Just lift the foot. This right leg's got to work. Press it back as the torso comes forward. Step back. Lift that chest. What has to happen to come back? Torso has to go forward. Front leg takes the weight. We lift up and step. Right? Think about that. So exciting. Okay, so just stand facing forward. Maybe you're wide on your mat. We're going to come back to that in just a second. But I want you to think about what's it take to go side to side. I'm going to lean into your right leg, my left leg. I'm going to lean into that right, lift my left foot, step to the side. I'm going to take that same, your left leg, lean back into the right, lift, and step back. Good. Other side. Lean into your left leg, lift your right leg, step it out. Squeeze that belly, lean back toward the left, lift, and come center. Good. Let's do that 2 more times. Lift, go slow, step out. Lean, lift up, and step back. Good. Lift, out to the side, lift, woo, come back. 1 more, both sides. Lift, step out. If I don't engage here, I don't even know how to get back, right? So I got to lean, engage, press, and come to center. Other side, step out and step in. Yeah, right? All right, cool. Back to the front of your mat. Open up your shoulders. Notice the pose. Maybe your feet are slightly wider than your normal. Tone the belly. Peel your right heel. Come to the ball mound. Bend, like engage your center body. Step back into a lunge. Breathe. If you can, drop your back foot to the side position. Toes are pointed mostly forward. The belly tones in. The arms go up. Breathe. Warrior 1. Simple as that. Find your pose. Here we are with those arms again, right? Keeping the shoulders wide, the shoulder blades drawn in. Arms are as straight as they can be for you. To transition forward, hands come to heart. Lean forward, step forward. Good. Other side. Lift the left heel. Think about it. Got to step back. Reach back. Drop the heel if you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. When you're ready, lift the arms up. Warrior 1. So, it doesn't have to be super far back. And in fact, for Warrior 1, I don't like a long stance, right? It's much trickier for the hips with a longer stance, for me, in my opinion. Breathe. Hands come to heart. Lean forward, step forward, right? Okay, so we got this. We're going to add on to this part of the class. You choose what works for you. If that was really tricky, I want you to just stay with stepping back, kind of figuring it out, and stepping forward, because those are tricky moves all by themselves. All right, so you're back at the front of your mat. I'm going to move my blocks out of the way. Shoulders sit back, hands come to heart. Mountain pose. Bend the knees, tone the belly, peel your right heel and step back. Drop the back heel if you can, Warrior 1 pose. Lift up. Find your pose, right? If you want to go a little bit longer, you can go a little bit longer. Know that it'll be harder on the back side coming forward. Just find your pose. Maybe go to cactus arms. How's that feel in your body? Right? Maybe take the arms up. Reach your hands to your heart. Here's where it gets the add-on. You're going to peel off, and when you step forward, see if you can transition knee up and then step down. Good. Other side. Here we go. Peel, soften your knees, peel your right or your left heel off the floor. Lift the knee, step back. Drop the heel if that makes sense. Warrior one. Breathe. Balance work here. Always good to be near a wall for balance work. When you're ready, hands to heart. Lean forward. Step forward. Lift your knee. And step down. So challenge number one is this, right? We step back. We step forward or raise the arms. Challenge two, we step back. We transition, lift up, woo, and step down. Challenge three, we're gonna lift the knee and then step back again. All right, so we're adding on. Here we go. Hands to heart. Where'd my shoulder work go? This is the transition part of the shoulders in transition class. I just realized that. All right, belly in, tone up, soften your knees, peel your right heel, step back, find your pose. If you land and you know you're not wide enough, go wider. Inhale, reach the arms up. Find your breath. Hold the pose. How does this pose feel to you? Right? Can this be the pose in and of itself? Nothing else to do, nowhere else to go. Hands come to heart. Lean forward. If you can, transition knee up. Breathe. Transition leg back again. Arms up. Yep, you got it. And then simply step forward and pause. How you doing, everybody? Let's go to the other side. Mountain pose, right? Legs energized, glutes, hips, belly, chest. Feeling marvelous here. Shoulders open. Soften the knees, peel your left heel. Step back. Ooh, that was too quick for me. You saw how wobbly that was. Warrior one stance. Arms come up. How's the arms? How's the shoulders? Where's your head? Even in warrior one, I'll see this head drop back. Don't love it, but if that's something you really like, it's up to you. I wouldn't do it though. Just me. All right, hands to heart. Knee to chest. Here we go. Lift up. Breathe. Squeeze the standing leg. Think mountain pose with this leg. And then transition back again. Woo! Yep. Oh, can't you stick it? Yes. And lift up, right? One side, always different than the other. Hands to heart, lift, and step forward. Shake it out, everybody. How's that going for you? Deep breath. All right, let's play just a little bit more. Back to the front of your mat. We're almost done with this. Hands come to heart, tone your belly, soften the knees, peel your right heel, step back, warrior one, arms raise up, find your breath. When you're ready, hands to heart, lean forward, lift your knee, hold, squeeze the standing leg, breathe, find your belly, step back, warrior one. You got it. Here's your tricky one. You ready for this? Tree pose from here, from warrior one to tree. Hands come to heart. Think about it. Where do we have to go? Lean forward, peel off, just step into your tree. Lift the arms. Whoo. Hands to heart and let go. Good. Shake it out. Last one. You can stop anywhere along the way. Just see what works for you today, right? See what works. All right, here we go. Last one. Hands to heart, peel your left heel, sink in a little bit and step back, warrior one. Balance work, squeeze your butt. All right, take the arms up. Big deep breath. Hands to heart, lean forward, knee up. Here we go. Woo! Squeeze the standing leg. See if you can hold. Knee doesn't have to go super high, by the way, as long as the foot's off the floor. Step back, Warrior one, arms raise up. Breathe. Here's the tricky one. Hands to heart. Lean forward, go slow. Just place your foot wherever you can. Don't worry about it being too high, too low. Whoop. Take the arms up. Find your breath. Hands to heart. And let go. Shake it out. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. Good job, everybody. Stand in mountain pose. And then scrunch your toes. Feel the arches lift. And then release. Scrunch them again. Release. 2 more, scrunch. Release. Last one, scrunch. Whoop, and release. Now, this time, instead of scrunching, I just want you to imagine that you could bring your big toe knuckle toward the inner heel. So I just want you to try to keep the toes relatively flat, but squeeze in as if you were going to scrunch up those feet. Anybody feel that? Arch, you know, inner arch work. And release. Good. One more. Just squeeze it in. I know this is subtle. Breathe. Try not to lift the toes or the ball mound. Just squeeze the inner arches up away from the floor and release. Good. Shake it out. And come onto your mat. Inhale, take it up. Exhale all the way down to the floor. Soften your knees as much as you need to. Step your right leg back. Step your left leg back. Shake it out, everybody. Inhale to your tippy toes. Exhale, lower down to your knees. Whew. And just pat the tops of your feet. And then grab your blocks so that they are closer to you. Good. So upper body work, a little bit of chaturanga work, not super hard. We're going to use our little training wheels here. So we're going to start, actually just need one for now. You're going to start with one block at the highest level. Let me move this one out of the way so it doesn't get confusing. Right at the top level. And then you're going to place your hands. The heels of my hands kind of line up with the block, but yours is, everybody's going to be a little different here. And then come into a half plank pose. So when I look at my block and I land, it's going to land at the sternum or the chest bone right here, okay, right in the center. Not too low, right? Not in your belly. Now, I know I've said this before, but I like to bend the knees and crisscross my ankles and then push against the ankles. I find that really supportive. But the trick in plank and chaturanga is to draw the elbows toward the side body. And when you come forward, they stay heading backwards. They don't go out to the sides. So we're going to tap this block for 5. Okay, press into your hands, broaden your shoulders, squeeze the inner elbows towards each other, and tap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And notice what, if anything, you did with your head or your back, right? Did something let go? Did you let go? If you found that your lower back was really feeling saggy, block goes between the legs, so we have more energy there. So here we are again, high block, tone in, find that halfway point for half plank. Your butt's not up here, right? It's level with the floor. What I see a lot is that head drops down or the hips drop down. So none of that. Here we go for 5. Easy, easy. Elbows stay trained towards center. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lift up. Take your block down to the second level. If way up high was hard and you feel in your triceps, 1, you're doing your job, and 2, you can stay there, right? No pressure, my darlings. All right, here we go. Hands at your sides. And I always think of gathering in you know, a bundle of something so that I'm holding on in between those two elbows and keeping the elbows training straight back instead of out here somewhere. All right, plant your hands, tone your belly, squeeze your block if you have it. When you squeeze the block, or for me, I don't really need to bend as much. Here we go, tap down for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And come on up. Shake out the wrists. I know there's at least one of you that has some challenges with your wrists. Always shake them out, squeeze, release, right? Give them some love. Second set of 5. You guys got this. Go, say, right? Do your dance. I got this. I got this. I got this. All right, here we go. Right? We have to be our biggest cheerleaders. We have to be our biggest fans. Absolutely. All right, plant your hands, spread that weight out across your hands. Draw the elbows in, tone that belly. Here we go for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on off, take that block out of the way. What? Not out of the way. Shake out your wrists. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do chaturanga, half plank to chaturanga, all the way to the floor. And if you do a belly flop, I'm okay with that, right? I want you to resist for as long as you can without doing your do a funky back thing. Don't do any of that. Don't drop your head. Just go slow. Transition and upper body strength. So I'm spreading out my hands. I'm gonna press almost like a little claw in of the tips of my fingers, right? Make sure the wrist is spread out from the thumb side to the pinky side. Tone in your belly, gather in through the elbows, chest is long, squeeze your block. All we're gonna do is come down to the floor. Ready? Here we go. Inhale, exhale, all the way down. Good, do your best to come up, stretch. Here we go, round 2. Dun, dun, dun. Right, here we go. Whew. Squeeze the elbows in, don't let your head drop, don't let your belly drop. Squeeze your block, here we go. Inhale first, long exhale, let it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, good, press up. Here we go. Ready? Squeeze in. Exhale out. Release. How's that going? You loving this? You love, right? Whew. All right, take the block out. Grab both of your blocks. Have one block where your chest is gonna land, and let's take the bottom block and go wide with it. So it's gonna be about where those hip creases land. All right, so choices. We won't do a bunch of these, but when we do chaturanga without thought, then we, you know, it's just not gonna be really good for your upper back, body, shoulders. So we do it with some thought, we think about it. Chaturanga has never been an easy pose for me, ever. But I do work on it and I go, okay, where do I need to go? What am I compensating? Think mountain pose. Think of this whole body being solid, centered, ready to go. First on your knees. Spread out your hands. Say hello to your blocks. Bring your behind forward. And for me, it's a little tuck of the pelvis so that I don't drop into my low back. I'm gonna gather all my wonderful things between my elbows. I'm not gonna let the head drop. All I'm gonna do is land on the blocks. Ready? Inhale first. On the exhale, lower down. Good, right? Not so bad. Place your hands, tone your belly, squeeze the elbows back toward your hips, press back up. Let's do 4 more. Slow and up. And 2 and up. 3 up. Last one. 4 and up. Oh yeah. Just shake it out. Woo. We'll shake all these out in just a moment. We're almost done. We're gonna do 1 full length plank on the blocks. If what we just did was super hard or enough, or you've had enough in general, just take a moment to pause. We're good. We are good. We've done a ton of these now. All right. So those of you who choose, 1, you're either on knees or you're on your toes. Full plank, right? Tricky in and of itself. You can see me, I'm stretching out here. I'm gonna gather all the good things between my elbows. I'm gonna press strong through my legs. Keep my chest lifted, but not my head. Think mountain pose. Elbows train back. I'm gonna readjust my hands a little bit. Squeeze the elbows back and lower to your blocks. Right? Release. Take your blocks off, out of the way. Last final one, on knees or off knees. Elbows in, knees are up, knees are down. Squeeze in, here we go. And that's all you gotta do. Holy moly. Good, just shake out your hips. Come into a nice little Sphinx pose, but turn your palms face up. Nice wide shoulders, everybody. And with your palms face up, I just want you to curl fingers, curl wrists, woo, and release. Curl them in and release. And again, yep, couple more. Good. And breathe. Just moving things out of the way. You're gonna come all the way down onto your belly. If you see me with my head up a little, it's just so I can chat. So your head can be down, you can be on your forehead, on your chin, on your nose. Lengthen your legs out. Keep your upper body pretty neutral here and press into your pubic bone, right? When you press into your pubic bone, feel how the tailbone kind of dips. You're almost moving into the bottom part of a cat pose, right? You're tucking your pelvis down a little bit and making that low back nice and long. Press into your right leg and lift your left. Knee is straight, does not matter how high you lift. Just hold. And lower down. Good, switch sides, lift. Keep pressing down to the pubic bone. If you overlift the leg, you just drop into that low back. For me, that doesn't feel good at all. I can feel it immediately. And so I know when I lift too high and lower down. Good, lift the left leg again. The arms come in front of you. Your forehead is on the floor or lifted to neutral. Lift your right arm. Breathe. Lower down. Lift your right leg. Make sure you're not looking up with your head. Keep it somewhat neutral. Lift your left arm. Lower down. Lift your left leg. Press into your pubic bone. Take your right hand, press it back behind you. Open up the shoulder. Your palm is face up. Pulse both your hand and your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice job. Release. Last one, last side. Lift your right leg. Keep the hips on the floor. Lift your left arm and then take it back behind you. Palm up. So I'm trying to get both that shoulder up and the leg lifted, but staying down on the hip bone. Here we go, pulse for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, good. Lower down all the way. Maybe bend the knees, windshield wiper your legs. And then release your legs, turn over to your side, and turn on to your back, which is gonna feel really good right now. Ooh. Keep your feet on the floor and take the arms to cactus pose. And draw the shoulders down to the floor. So with your sacrum solid on the floor, I just want you to press into your arms and feel your chest and lower back lift. And then just release it. Good. Press and reach. And release it down. So as my full arms, shoulders are pressing into the floor, my chest and low back lift away from the floor. And down. Good. One more. Press and lift. Find your breath. And release it. Good. Draw both knees to chest. Now, some of you, we're going to move into a twist. And I say this a lot, but I don't often demo it. If you need a block to go to the outside of your knees, please do that. You don't want your knees hanging, right, in space. And you don't really want the opposite arm hanging in space. So if your knees don't easily come to the floor, just go ahead and put something underneath your knees. Another option is to place a block between the knees, which can be really nice as we stretch this top outer hip in the twist. And then check the opposite arm. So my knees are over to the left, so I'm going to really lengthen this right chest, right shoulder, right arm to the floor. If yours doesn't easily come to the floor, again, I would place something under it or bring it down to your side so that the shoulder isn't hanging in space. All right, good. Other arm goes out in T position. The back body is nice and wide. Find your breath. And then take the right arm, or whichever is the arm opposite your knees, up to the ceiling. Reach it up as high as you can. Reach it across as far as you can. Allow yourself to go to the side of your head. Oh, and reach it up again and bring it back into either cactus or T position. Good. One more. Reach it up to the ceiling. Exhale, stretch it all the way across. Reach it up again. Bring it out. And then take that same arm overhead and stretch your shoulders. If you can, you're taking your other arm as well, reaching it up and just kind of holding fingers. If that hurts anything, don't do it. Big deep breath. Release the arms. Take the knees back to center. Feet back to the floor. Good. I'm just going to flip around so that I don't have my back to you that whole time. All right. So other side, knees come to chest. Remember, block underneath. Perfectly awesome. Knees roll down toward the right for me. If you're on the other side, don't worry about it. And then feel this whole opposite side, chest, the back even, like I'm making it so wide. And then I'm going to stretch it down to the floor and maybe find my cactus pose or T position here. Your other arm is straight out to the side. Back of the neck is long here. We're not lifting our chin. Take a couple of nice deep breaths just in your twist. Remember that opposite arm, if the shoulder is hanging in space, all you're going to do is take it down to your side or take a blanket or something and place it under the arm. All right, lift that top back arm, reach it across, stretch it out, and then reach it up and take it back to cactus. Inhale, reach it up to the ceiling. Stretch it all the way across. Reach it up again. Bend the elbow, open it up. Pause here for a moment and just stretch. And then take that opposite arm over your ear. Maybe the other arm reaches up too. And I'm just holding my fingers. It's not going anywhere. I'm not overstretching. Deep breath. And release. Take your knees back to center. Take both arms overhead. Your palms can be face up or face in, whatever feels good for you. And from here, I want you to just lift the hips enough to really lengthen your spine as if you were creating some traction here. Somebody was pulling on your knees. And then lower everything back down. Let the sacrum release. Straighten the legs. Don't go quite to Shavasana yet. We're almost there. I want you to pretend you have a block between your thighs. So flex the feet. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. Press the backs of the shoulders and the backs of the hands into the floor. Take a really deep breath and let it go. Soften everything. Good. One more. Reach. This time, change the palms. If they were face up, turn them in. Squeeze the imaginary block. Fire up your hips, your glutes, your belly, the chest lifts. Think mountain pose one more time. And exhale, release. Let the arms come down along your sides. Woo, feel those shoulders. Take your feet to the opposite sides or the opposite or the edges, the edges of your mat. That way the legs soften and release. Maybe the hands come to your front hip bones and you get a sense of where those are in space and level them out. Widen through your shoulders. Your hands can come down to your sides. Your legs relax. And we come into our well-deserved, always important Shavasana. And in Shavasana, we let the jaw relax. We let the belly fill and release of its own volition without toning in and without all the muscle engagement. We just soften. We find our breath. Just breathe, everybody. Soften even more. See if your next exhale lets you go even deeper. Those of you who are ready, start to wiggle your toes, your fingers. Send so much appreciation through your body with your next inhale. And let that appreciation flood your body on your exhale as you draw your knees to your chest. Rocking side to side, allowing your knees to roll to one side or the other. And as you're ready, pressing all the way back up to your seated pose. Bringing your hands to your heart, bowing to your inner wisdom and the grace that you can bring to the world. Namaste.
Namaste.